Nice. Thank you, Matthias, and thank you for this honor to start. I am Mauro. I am Italian, as you can maybe have already understood this. What I'm doing with co-working, basically I'm developing a startup related to the co-working industry that is a software that will permit so whoever manages co-working spaces to keep track on the member about what everything happening inside the co-working, from the let's say typical management stuff, but focusing on members engagement and feedback platform itself. I am at the, let's say, the MVP stage. I know, and you know better than me, the problem that exists. I am here to understand if I am on the right path on this, and I really would like to keep the opportunity of those on conference to get know better the industry, and also to know better which direction to take more. Maybe they will tell something more that even there is a relation between other two people that are in this room about. I'm currently doing a acceleration program in Northeast Romania, and I'm at the MVP stage, and I will show you more what I'm going on, but what I really would like is to come back on Sunday with very clear ideas about the phase that I am now in order to make the right step next.
Okay.
I'm Anna. I have a co-working space in Rome, and it worked very well. It was a surprise, so I really loved what's happened inside. And I'm also, my main job is real estate agent, and with my job I discovered a lot of offices and companies that have too much place now after the economic crisis in Italy, and they are also a little bit closed and sad because these places have not the life and the activity that they had. So I propose to give these places that they have too much, too big, to our network, and to organize these places as co-working rooms or more than a room and so on, and to put everybody in connection with this network. And we manage the advertising, and we manage the contracts, and for the payment and so on. And who has the place has to pay attention that is that it works good, that the people feel good, and that they can go inside and outside in the time that they say. This was, I don't know if this was a good idea, because it's a lot of work and not so much money. It's not an economical good idea, I think, but it happens a lot because a lot of people know each other and open the doors, and so from the human aspect is very beautiful and very nice, but it doesn't work economically. And I'm here because in this network that will be in all Italy, also more than the city. We will wish that Italian people go abroad to other lands, so to get something new ideas and open mind. And we also love to have as a guest co-worker from other countries. So in my co-working space are people from other countries that can work for free. They don't pay, because I think it's an enrichment for us also to know what they do in their countries, and to have a little bit information about other culture and countries, because that's the value for us. Yeah. So if they want, if you want to stay in Rome and to do working, you're welcome.
I am Giancarlo, and I can from Rome, Italy. I'm an IT project manager. I worked since last month for a Ministry of Environment in Italy for polluted, potential polluted area in north of Italy. And 3 years ago I met Philippe and Silvia, and I met the co-working world. I never listened before the co-working before meet them. So I am here because I am interested to listen and learn about co-working world, co-working model, particularly for software platform for co-working, nomad digital work model. So this is very interesting for us to understand what means nomad worker. So and I also interested to community building. So practice for collaborative environment. Work on, for example, commons good for the citizen. So, okay.
So I'm Smaranda. I come from Piatra Neamț, Romania. That's in the northeast of Romania. Me and Ionuț work for Rubik Hub. It's a co-working space, a very large co-working space, but actually our focus is more on startups and developing educational programs for startups. And I'm here because I want to learn and to discover more the mentality of the co-working community, because we should start focusing on promoting the space itself and bringing in people in the co-working area.
At the end, because I'm filming.
So I'm Philip. I want to start a co-living and a co-working, so the combination. I should be the first in the Italian Alps in South Tyrol, and we want to create a place which is like with a good atmosphere when you wake up and you enter the room and you have power and energy to work, and it's just a chilling mood. And in first place, we want to do it for ourselves, and then we want to share this place and share this environment. We want to share the fresh air. It's awesome there. We want to share like the best view we have, and of course we want to share the red apples, which are really in front of us in all the fields. So no, just kidding. We want really to share this place. We want to build there. We want to stay alone there because we have enough space, and we even if we settle there, we want to stay connected to all the people and what's going on in the world, and because it's makes so much sense to speak to other people from all over the world, to get updated and be updated, and that's a really nice experience to like develop yourself in another way. So thanks.
I'm Linda from the Netherlands. Half of the year I live in Kathmandu in Nepal in spring and autumn, and I'm a travel agent for Nepal. And through that work I'm also a digital nomad, because the other times I'm not there, and then I work, for example, in Bansko. And I've just as a hobby I started the KathmanduDigitalNomads.com, and I made a guide for all the digital nomads in coming to Kathmandu. And then I created a Facebook group, and now we have a community, and now I'm thinking actually to take the next step and to open a co-working space. So I'm here also because I have this idea, and I want to like learn from everyone like how to do it in the best way, and also like put some ideas on the table that I have in the situation that I'm in a third world country opening something. So I also hope to get some feedback on that idea. So, yeah.
Hello everyone, late arrival. My name is Todor. I'm from Bulgaria, and then we have a tiny co-working space in Varna. It's actually part of a larger project. We operate in a building in the city center of Varna, which is almost 100 years old. We have a cafe at the bottom, a training room on the second floor, and a tiny co-working space on the third floor. And then we're a social enterprise, and our cause is that we give job to foster home kids. They learn how to, work, basically. So the co-working space has an additional role of supporting the whole space, the whole building, and our activities. And we are at the very beginning of our journey of developing that. It runs at the moment, but I would love to get a perspective on how to run it, develop it, and how to maintain it, basically.
Hello everybody, I'm Philip also, and I'm running, or I come from Germany, the northern part, and there I'm running 3 co-working spaces actually around a town called Kiel, and I will have another small space in the future directly in Kiel, and the advantage of my spaces are that it is kind of a network. They are very tiny, and this whole project, I'm not self-employed. They are not my spaces. I'm doing the work for an economic agency, kind of, and yeah, I'm here because I know it is good to get inspired and to get out of the own bubble you live in, because I'm always in the field. I'm living in the startup scene, and sometimes it's good to meet other people running spaces or working in the same field, and not meeting the people in Germany as well, and be free and independent to get new ideas.
Hello everybody, I'm Janus. I'm colleague with Miranda and work also at the Ruby Hub for about 5 months, 6 months, and I'm a space admin there, and I'm searching for tips and tricks for space admin, of course.
For search space.
Space, I'm like a manager of the building, and I take care of everything that is needed for our building and our projects. Not only is a co-working space.
Space manager.
It's something like it.
Yeah.
I'm Sharon. Sure. Sharon is shy. So I'm Moran. I'm a software developer and in Peru. And this is my partner Sharon. She is shy and also a UI designer. So first of all, we are members of this awesome co-working for the next few weeks. And we are also here because we really believe in the concept of co-working and co-living. And we want to build a tool that will help you manage your co-working and also create and manage your co-working space and community. So this is why we're here. We want to hear more about the needs and the difficulties in doing that. And hopefully we can help you. And, yeah. Yes.
Philip.
I'm more
Right.
shy than you, so I'm not in the
No,
camera.
Philip,
I'm
you
behind
have
the
to tell us
camera.
who you are.
Okay, I'm Felipe from Rome. I co-founder of the co-working space. The name is Miletiani. Our story is very complicated because it's a public space. So we went to the public administration and we said, why this place is beautiful and it's empty? And they say, do you want to take it? And say, okay, we have a project. So we create in this moment, not a co-working space because we didn't know what meant co-working space about 5-6 years ago. So they give us this space for free, and we pay like a rent in service to the community, to the territory. So for example, some people coming to present books or make convention, meeting, everything coming inside of this co-working. And that was very incredible for us because bring about 1,200 persons a month. So with this kind of numbers, we create an art gallery, and instead, at the same time, we create a co-working space. So the people coming and work for free because it's a communal or public co-working space. And this is an experiment. Now we want to make all the co-working free, but we have some problem with the local administration because it's a politic project and not constitutional. That's mean the politic tomorrow can change and they can say goodbye, see you, thank you very much. And that is very hard because we are a lot of years working inside. Now our co-working is become a social instrument, so we do what the state doesn't arrive. So for example, we do welfare to our workers, we pay our money at the end of the month, we pay when they are sick, so they go to maternity, paternity, or they lose their job. So we are a real nice experiment, is growing as well as become the head of all the politics. So now we are fighting, and they all the day they come and say we're going to close you, we're going to close you. So it's really hard to stand up that kind of kind in Rome. Milepiani is a universe. Now we have 300 co-workers. The community is about permanent 50, 60 persons, and they change between these 300 persons. So our richness is all the values that the people coming. So we have a lot of projects. The people can come in with projects, without project, with work, without work, and we can create together sustainability. Why we're here? Because I met this man about 3 years ago and give me a lot of inspiration. I think his co-working is one of the best in the world in this moment. And I like his mind, and especially because I'm feeling very close to him because he created a co-working space in a locality, in a place where he can help community. So, for example, everything what we eat, we go, we drink is used in the local community. And that helped, and I hope you grown up. So I come here just to show the model to our friends and for more inspiration. No, that's all.
Philip, thank you very much for the very kind words. I don't know if I deserve them all, but I will give you a little bit of a presentation of what we do here, and then you.
Can I ask one thing? Is your co-working space the same?
No.
But you know each other?
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
because you're in the co-working network scene.
And
together.
then he was a client for me for real estate agency, and then we met again.
Okay. So two
Yeah,
Rome. Two
So Rome is a
co-workings
little
in
bit
Rome.
bigger than Bansko. It has
Both
more
are
than-
free,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Both are free. That's so it's
No,
amazing.
free for
We
you.
stay,
Yeah, that
same
one is free
co-work.
for you.
This
Oh,
one is
my-
free.
me.
For you as well.
But you're a public co-worker.
Yeah.
Yes, it's free for everybody. It's free for the nomad, digital nomad that are arriving. It's
Normal.
different. Yes, her business model
Huh?
is they receive money for the people because she should pay rent. So the
Yeah.
people who are working there should receive money. But for digital nomads, it's free.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
but for us, for everybody, it's free.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm also everybody.
Yeah. So it's gonna be free for you both ways.
So it's kind of the opposite model than we have here. So we have some Bulgarian locals, and they have normally free tickets, and all the foreigners have to pay. It's like exactly the opposite model. Very good. So so I will give you a quick idea of how we got here and what we do here. This is Svetlina. She's actually our operations manager. So I travel a lot. And when I travel, people sometimes even tell me, "Oh, Matthias, I didn't even know that you were away." But when Svetlina is away, you will notice. So she's keeping stuff running here. I don't really have to tell you what a co-working space is, but for us, it's like always this combination of the things that you can see and the things that you can feel, right? And there's this 5 co-working values that some people that are way smarter than me or Felipe have developed at the beginning when people first started to think about co-working. And this is something that we took to the core of what we are trying to do here. So we're really trying to build a co-working space around the core values of co-working, of community-based co-working. This means we want to be open, we want to have a lot of people here from different backgrounds. We want to build an amazing community. Often we empower our community to do stuff that maybe I wouldn't have come up with, or maybe that are not possible in more commercially oriented co-working spaces where it's more strict. So we try to really empower the community. We try to make it very accessible to everyone, so of course we have to charge a membership fee, but we don't have a selection where at the door we decide you can get in and you can't get in. It's like we let everyone come in. If money is an issue, then we also have ways how we get people in that can't afford this. As I mentioned, so for local Bulgarian people in Bansko, our membership fee is rather high compared to somebody who is a software developer and is working for a US company as a remote worker. So we try to make deals. We have a nomad in residence program where we even provide free accommodation to people that are early in their nomad journey. So we really try to let as many people in as possible and also create a very diverse community. So we don't just want like single male white software developers, which are the best group for co-working spaces because they have the most money and there's most of them traveling, but we really try to have a lot of different people. We want to have artists in the space, we want to have translators, we want to have writers, and I believe that also helps us to get people together, because if we're all the same, then life is very boring. But if we all come from very different backgrounds, it's much easier to make connections. We want to be sustainable. I had an interesting discussion yesterday at the Hot Springs Nights with one of our members who told me, Matthias, how can you be more green as co-working space? And it got me thinking a little bit, how can we be more green? And sustainability is not only this environmentally topic. So what we try to do, for example, we have replaced plastic water bottles that are very common here in Bansko with water filters under the sink so that we don't create so much plastic. We try, when we do events, that we don't have like this throwaway plastic cutlery stuff, but that we have enough plates and glasses for everyone, even if we have a lot of people. We had some people that were very passionate about bamboo straws in the past, so we got a bunch of bamboo straw and did an event and created some awareness around it. So I think there's little things that we can do there for environmentally sustainability, but it's also the sustainability of the co-working space that I'm worrying about a lot. Especially like, would it work without Matthias, right? Don't create dependencies on one person. I have a co-founder, Uwe. He's also very important for the space. He was very important to build it up. But our goal and vision was always that at some point the co-working space will just run itself without us. And this is something that we think a lot about. How can we get the community to a stage where this will happen, where it's no longer required that I'm here at all. Also, of course, financial sustainability. So I'm super happy that last year we managed to reach break even. This year we're actually making a little bit of a profit. The problem with the profit is always that we also reinvest it, so we expand, so it's not really going into my pocket, but also I don't have to put money from my pocket anymore into the co-working space, which was the case for the first like 18 months or so of the co-working space, where Uwe and I not only worked here for free, but then also had to put money in every month. So we are no longer at this stage, and I think this is very important for a co-working space. You don't want it to be dependent on grant funding or owner's generosity. You want the community to finance operations at least, otherwise it's super hard to be a long-term sustainable business. And we believe a lot in collaboration. So there's a lot of members that do stuff together. There's a lot of things that we do with members together. One of the things that we will try now for the winter season is to formalize this more, to make it easier for members to find out like who has a project to work on, or who is looking for a partner, or who has some skills. And I will show a little bit about this on Sunday, what we're trying to develop there as a technology tool to make this better. And I think this is also great, because a lot of people that meet business partners here or life partners, they also bring this positive energy to the space, right? So they remember, co-working Bansko, this is where I actually met my partner. And this type of collaboration, I think, is super important for co-working spaces. Otherwise, you can work from home if you don't want to engage with other people. Our focus, so there's a lot of different co-working spaces. It was interesting to hear like how everyone has a different model and a different target audience. So our audience is digital nomads. The reason why our target audience is digital nomads is because Uwe and I are digital nomads. So we basically came here to Bansko for ourselves first, and then we said, okay, let's bring some friends here. When I talk about digital nomads, I mean people that are location independent and can work from wherever, but that also do work from wherever. So there's more and more people that can work remotely, but not everyone who can work remotely is a digital nomad. I think you need to self-identify to be in this group and say, yes, I'm a digital nomad, I want to travel, I want to explore the world. For the people that come here, a lot of them travel a lot. They stay here between 1 and 3 months. Often the 3 months trigger is then when the visa runs out and they have to go somewhere else. and then maybe they come back for 1 to 3 months, but they have to go, and I think this is also really great because this means there's a lot of fresh blood in the co-working space. So I was one of the founding members at Co-working Salzburg, which is probably one of the best co-working spaces in the world. If you haven't seen it, Philippi, you have to visit it. But what I didn't like about it after a while, like the first and the second year was super amazing because there were many, many new people, there was lots of energy. But then because it's a city, it's always the same people. So the amount of new connections, the amount of new business, the amount of new projects you can get out of it kind of becomes a little bit stale. So here it's a little bit different because we always have new people coming, which means there's always new energy and new opportunities coming in. But also because we have people coming back, we are able to create a little bit of a culture. So if you never have people coming back and you always have to start from scratch, then it's super difficult to build like a common culture. But if you have this combination of a core group of people that have been here, that already have connections, that know how the coffee machine works, know how our community works, and then you combine this with people that are new, I think this is really